1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister says the Amir Pasha Dam will generate low-cost, environment-friendly hydropower in the country. The President has said tremendous potential of cooperation between Pakistan and Qatar in various fields needs to be capitalized upon for mutual benefit of the two sides. The ECC has directed to accelerate efforts for wheat imports to ensure its availability in the country throughout the year at affordable prices. 2,165 new coronavirus cases were reported, with 67 patients passing away of the virus during the last 24 hours. In occupied Kashmir, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference has expressed concern over the deteriorating health of illegally detained Hurriyat leaders and activists languishing in different jails, particularly in New Delhi's Tihar jail. The United Nations Security Council has adopted a resolution to promote youth's role in peace and security. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan says the Amir Pasha Dam will generate low-cost, environment-friendly hydropower in the country. He was addressing a public gathering in Chilas today after visiting the site of the dam. The Prime Minister said the Amir Pasha Dam will be the third largest dam of the country. He said it was envisaged 40 years ago, but the work on the project is being started today. He said we will neither have to import fuel for the project, nor will it affect our climate. He said it will not add to the global warming problems of the country. The Prime Minister said in the 1990s, decision was made to generate electricity through imported fuel, which caused the current account deficit. He said Pakistan has huge potential for hydropower, which needs to be tapped. He said the government will also launch other hydropower projects. The Prime Minister said the Amir Pasha Dam will change the fate of the people of Gilgit-Baltistan by creating employment opportunities for them. He said the tourism sector in the region will also get promoted with the implementation of the mega project. The Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Shibli Farah, says development of every sector, including water and power, and prosperity of the people are the priorities of the Prime Minister Imran Khan. In a tweet, he said construction of the Amir Pasha Dam will guarantee protection of water needs in the country. The minister said the project will prove to be a milestone in the smooth flow of economic activities. He said the project will generate employment opportunities besides irrigating hundreds of thousands of acres of land. The President, Dr. Arif Alvi, has urged the international community to play its due role to grant Kashmiris their inalienable right to self-determination and to stop India from the continuing brutalization of the people in occupied Kashmir. He was talking to the Qatari ambassador Sheikh Saud bin Abdurrahman bin Faisal Assani in Islamabad today. Dr. Arif Alvi apprised the ambassador of the atrocities against Muslims in occupied Kashmir. He urged Qatar to take full cognizance of the Indian brutalities against the Muslims because the situation in Kashmir poses a serious threat to regional peace and security. The President said Pakistan attaches significant importance to its ties with Qatar and wants to transform the existing relations into a robust political and economic partnership. He informed the ambassador that tremendous potential of cooperation exists between the two countries in various fields that needs to be capitalized upon for mutual benefit of the two sides. Well, the Economic Coordination Committee has directed to accelerate efforts for wheat imports to ensure availability of the commodity and wheat flour in the country throughout the year at affordable rates. The ECC, which met in Islamabad today with the Prime Minister's advisor on finance, Dr. Abdul Hafiz Sheikh, and the chair, gave these directions to the Ministry of National Food Security and Research. The ECC also allowed the Asian Development Bank to issue offshore Pakistani rupee linked bonds for international investors, subject to the completion of all the codal formalities. The program, according to the recommendations of the State Bank of Pakistan, shall be restricted to maximum of $200 million. The local currency proceeds of the bonds shall be used for financing long-term infrastructure and energy projects in Pakistan. This is Radio Pakistan. 172,810 patients have so far recovered from coronavirus infection across the country. According to the latest statistics, 2,165 new coronavirus cases were reported in the country during the last 24 hours, taking the total tally to 255,768. These include 107,773 in Sindh, 88,045 in the Punjab, 31,001 in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, 11,239 in Balochistan, 14,315 in the Islamabad Capital Territory, 1,708 in Gilgit-Baltistan, and 1,688 in Azad Kashmir. Meanwhile, 67 patients died of the virus during the last 24 hours, taking the death toll to 5,386. 21,749 coroner tests were carried out during the period. The Chairman, National Disaster Management Authority, Lieutenant General Mohammad Afzal, says the work is in progress to build ICUs in hospitals in different cities of the country. Talking to newsmen in Lahore today, the Chairman, National Disaster Management Authority, said 1,435 beds have been reserved for coronavirus patients, while medical kits are being provided to doctors and paramedical staff. The Senate is discussing a motion moved by the Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs Ali Muhammad Khan, expressing its deep gratitude to the President Dr. Arif Alvi's address to both the houses assembled together on 12th of September last year. Taking part in the discussion, Senator Shehri Rahman said the entire Pakistani nation is standing united with the people of Kashmir against the Indian oppression. She said Kashmir is a disputed territory as per the United Nations resolutions, but New Delhi regime granted domicile to 25,000 non-Kashmiris, which is condemnable. She said the Pakistan People's Party wants unity over Kashmir and COVID-19 pandemic. In occupied Kashmir, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference has expressed serious concern over the deteriorating health of illegally detained Hurriyat leaders and activists languishing in different jails, particularly in New Delhi's Tihar jail. In a statement in Srinagar, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference spokesman urged the United Nations to send its teams to take stock of the ground situation in the occupied territory. The spokesman termed it as a conspiracy hatched by the fascist Modi government to let illegally detained Kashmiris die in jails without proper food and medical facilities. An analytical report released by the Kashmir Media Service today said heavy presence of Indian troops had adversely impacted the physical and mental health of the people of the occupied territory. The report revealed that thousands of people are facing the trauma of living without their loved ones, as over 8,000 Kashmiris had been subjected to custodial disappearances by Indian troops and police during the last 31 years. The United Nations Security Council has adopted a resolution to promote youth's role in peace and security. The resolution, adopted unanimously by the 15-member council, calls on all the relevant actors to consider ways to increase the inclusive representation of the youth for the prevention and resolution of conflicts. In Afghanistan, 11 Taliban were killed and several others injured in different incidents today. In Kunduz province, 5 Taliban were killed and 6 others injured in an armed clash with the security forces. Two Afghan soldiers were also killed and five others injured in the incident. Meanwhile, six Taliban were killed and two injured during airstrikes in Zabul and Kandahar provinces. And finally, the weather. Mainly hot and humid weather is likely to prevail in most parts of the country during the next 24 hours. However, rain with thunderstorms is expected at a few places in Gilgit, Baltistan, and Kashmir. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.